First, this is ABC 7 Extra.
And welcome to ABC 7 Extra Sunday. Good evening, everyone. I'm Mark Ross. Summertime is here, and with it comes days by the pool, maybe a trip out of town, or with our triple-digit heat, staying indoors. But nothing spoils your summer fun like being sick. Tonight, ABC 7 medical contributor Dr. Okachika Alozi with Sunset West Health is here to talk about some common summer illnesses and how you can protect you and your family. And we're talking much more than a common sunburn, although we'll get to talk about that a little later. Doctor, let's start with summer colds and flu. I remember as a kid seeing this commercial on TV that says a summer cold is a different animal, different animal. Why are summer colds? Yeah, I know, I am dating myself. Why are summer colds and flu seemingly more severe than what we have wintertime?
You know, I think a couple of things to think about. So there's 2,000 different viruses that can cause a cold in the first place. Typically in the winter, you have echovirus, enteroviruses. The summer ones are a little bit different. I think the main thing, though, is that when you get it in the summer, part of it is the heat, right? So heat makes everything feel worse, right? Yeah, you get cold, but it's just so hot and uncomfortable. I think the other thing that needs to be understood is a lot of it's psychological. There's a lot of studies that show that because the summer is psychologically a time that people are out and about, they're playing, they're traveling. When you get sick in the summer, it has a lot more mental health effects on you than when you get it in the winter.
So is it the same way to treat a summer cold or summer flu as you would one in the wintertime?
So the short answer is yes. The sort of longer answer is that there's no great treatment for a cold, right? Again, 2,000 different viruses, majority of them don't even have a treatment, right? And there's a lot of over-the-counter remedies, and we'll talk about that when we talk about allergies, but they don't really work, right? And so with a cold, you just want to hydrate. You want to try to feel as best as you can, whether it's Tylenol, ibuprofen, whatever the case may be. If a NyQuil, DayQuil cuts it for you, that's fine. But the FDA has actually announced recently that 98% of those over-the-counter remedies don't have any effect.
And I guess the rule is the same. Wash your hands, keep your hands away from your face.
Try not to make other people in your house sick. Don't sneeze on them. Don't go hugging and touching everybody. And I know with kids out there, it's really hard, right? They get sick in the summer and they're like, Mom, Dad, it's hard, but you want to try to avoid transmitting that to others.
Since we're on the topic of sneezing and colds and flu, let's talk about sneezing from allergic rhinitis or allergies.
Absolutely. So again, I think one of the things to think about when you think about allergies is a little different animal. Now you can have some of the same symptoms, but typically the fever, the chills, that's viral. With allergies, you have the red eyes, the conjunctivitis, the runny nose, the rhinitis. And again, that usually lasts 1 to 2 weeks, potentially longer than 2 weeks. The unfortunate thing, again, is that OTC remedies aren't great, but those allergy sufferers out there, they know about the Xyzal and the Allegra and the Flonase. Those can actually work in short periods of time, about 5 days on average. But again, if yours lasts more than a week or two and the common remedies aren't working, you probably got to get in touch with a healthcare provider.
All right, for someone like myself, and I think you too, breathing issues, asthma can be a problem, especially during the summertime. What can folks do to kind of keep those symptoms under control if possible?
You know, it's controversial and it's interesting. In the winter, we always talk about, hey, get a humidifier, moisten up that air. And that is true because the dryness can affect your nasal cavities. That's actually more of a symptomatic or how you feel, right? That dryness makes you feel kind of cruddy. The thing about the heat and the humidity is that can actually make you feel worse. For those that have asthma or respiratory conditions, the heat and humidity can actually what's called constrict or narrow your airways. It's kind of, it's an opposite kind of effect. But again, I think the thing here is that if you're an asthma sufferer, if you're allergic rhinitis, there are medications, it doesn't have to be steroids, that can help you reduce that inflammation and get you feeling better faster. Some of them are over the counter. A lot of them, unfortunately, you're going to have to go see your physician and get a prescription for a steroid pack.
All right, and we have more tips on protecting yourself and your family from summer illnesses coming up. Stay with us. You're watching ABC 7 Extra Sunday.